Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Celeste.
So, Celeste, what is your relationship to me?
I am your niece, my mother's best friend.
Yes, hey Celeste. So here's the first question. When were your locks installed?
I installed them at the end of September of 2020.
Okay. How did you decide which locks you wanted? Traditional versus Sisterlocks versus micro locks?
I was going mostly off of like the look. I thought Sisterlocks were too small and I didn't really like the way that those looked. And I had twisted my hair for years and I had kind of liked the big chunkier style. So I went with twists to start with, and they're kind of semi-free form, so like I don't have a parting system or anything. I grabbed hair and started braiding.
So are your locks DIY locks?
Yes, I did. All of it is me. No one else has done anything to them. I started them. I have maintained them. I've done, I think, 3 retwists now. I've done all of those myself. Everything that all of the like oil stuff, I have an oil concoction that I put in my hair that I made myself.
So how long did it take you to install your locks?
Oh God. I think start to finish, like including the wash, maybe 5 or 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
It took me maybe 4.5 to braid it all down.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't horrible. Definitely not the worst braiding session I ever had.
Wait till you see my episode.
Oh, God.
if you took about 4 or 5 hours, I was like, well, that was no time. So what fears did you have before locking your hair?
I was very concerned with buildup. That was like my huge concern. I was like, because I use a lot of, like I had been using a lot of conditioner and like oil and stuff, and I was like, I usually put like a lot of stuff in my hair and it's gonna get gunky and I'm not gonna like that. But since putting them in, I've noticed that they maintain moisture much better, so I don't have to put so much in them, which means that I don't really have a whole lot of buildup. I still haven't even done my first rinse yet, and it's been over 6 months.
So name one thing you wish you knew before starting your lock journey.
I wish I would have known maybe that sometimes I get them like snagging on each other, and sometimes at the scalp it feels like the hairs snag on each other because they're growing in a new way. So sometimes that's a little uncomfortable, but other than that, I don't really think I had too much that I didn't know before jumping in. I wish I had decided to do it sooner though, that's for sure.
Have you noticed any changes in your life or the people around you since you installed your locks?
I get a lot more compliments on my hair than I used to. It's been kind of weird actually, because I'd gotten used to wearing my natural hair, and I think everybody was wearing a natural hair, and it was just like, that's just how you do your hair now. But I don't know, it feels like it's kind of a talking point now. Like when I had first started them, I think it hadn't even been more than 2 weeks, I ended up talking to someone and they were like, oh, are you starting your locks? I was like, yeah, I just started them like 2 weeks ago. And they're like, oh, I've been doing mine for like years and years and years, and you're gonna love it and XYZ whatever. And I was like, that's cool. And that happens a lot now. My coworkers comment on my hair and how long it's gotten over the course of the last couple of months, because it has gotten long over the last couple of months.
How many locks do you have?
75.
Okay.
75. And it made me really happy that it was a very nice, even number.
Do you want to count my locks? No.
I counted. I don't even remember why I counted them. I like sat down one day and I was like, I wonder how many of these are on my head. And I just went to counting. It was 75, and I was like, thank you for a nice number, because I don't know, I really like 5s and 10s.
Yes.
If it would have been like 63, I would have been like,
What products do you use in your hair?
So I have, for years and years, used a oil blend of vegetable glycerin, castor oil, and recently vitamin E. That is what I use primarily in my hair. And then there is a leave-in conditioner from Carol's Daughter. It's a spray leave-in conditioner that I like to use, that I've also used for years, because I've noticed that it doesn't have a whole lot of buildup at all, and I still don't have to. I probably spray down my hair maybe once once a month if I'm feeling real dry.
Okay.
For like wash day, just my normal shampoo and conditioner. I use it's the line from Aussie. I forget which line it is. But
that extra hydration, the one in the purple bottle?
Yeah, the one in the purple bottle.
I
like those a lot. The shampoo is really nice. It doesn't feel damaging at all, even though it's a sulfate shampoo. It still leaves my hair feeling nice. The conditioner is a bit thick, so I use less than I used to. But I haven't found that I've needed more, so it's been working out fine.
I love that you're still using a lot of the same products that you used before you locked your hair, because one of the things that, people will tell you what to do, what not to do, what you should use, what you shouldn't use. And I was like, I'm just going to listen to my hair.
Yeah.
How do you wear your hair most of the time?
Usually, when I go to work, I put one of these on.
Cute.
If I actually want to wear my hair out, I have a couple that hang in the front, and then I'll take this and put it up, and it'll hang like a pineapple.
Oh, love it.
And for my birthday, I wore pigtails.
Oh, that's cute. Does you look like an anime character?
I look like an anime character on my birthday. I actually send you photos because I have some from then too. But
so cute.
I have been very happy that my dress have been contributing to my anime vibes. People used to tell me that I like dressed like an anime character, and I think these are only helping.
Yes,
so.
It enhances it. I love it. How often do you retighten your hair?
I try to not do it more than once every, I think 6 weeks was what I was doing. I think there was once where I did it after like a month because they got really loose. My first retwist was kind of bad for like a number of reasons. I had never done it before, so I was just like, I didn't have the right pins to keep my hair in place, and so some of them were kind of flat, and some of them unraveled, and I was just like, okay, let's just fix this. And I've since fixed it, so like you can tell, like on this one, this flatter bit right here was my first retwist, and I've since kind of fixed it, but like this is everything after.
It looks like it's that section is the one that's budding first. Yep, that looks nice. Which method do you use to retighten your hair?
So when I retwist, I do, I guess it's palm rolling, but I don't roll them in my hands. I just kind of do them like we do like finger coils. So I'll take the whole thing and just rewrap it around. I've found that like the palm rolling, I didn't feel confident enough for them to stay tight. And since I am a very like hands in my hair kind of person, I needed them to be able to stay put together. So that way I know that they're nice and tight, and that they won't go anywhere.
So I think you touched on this, but officially I'll ask, how often do you wash your hair?
Whenever I feel like I need it. I think I've only washed my hair twice, maybe three times since I've done them. I think I usually do them before my retwist, and I don't think I've done it outside of that at all. I haven't felt like I needed it, which has been really interesting because I used to wash it probably once every 3 weeks to a month, 2 weeks during marching band when I have to be doing my hair all the time. So it's been nice. It's taken a nice chunk off of the time I used to spend on my hair.
One thing you miss about your loose natural hair, and one thing you don't miss about your loose natural hair.
So I've been really getting into like cosplay recently. And I love curly cosplays. I love when girls do like anime characters, but they do like curly wigs and stuff. Like I love that. And I would have loved to have done it with my own hair. But obviously that's not gonna happen. But that just means that I get the opportunity to make more wigs for myself. So I'm not really that mad.
Yes.
One thing I don't miss, I definitely don't miss how matted it used to get. Because like if I didn't feel like doing my hair, it was just staying one way, and then you would get to wash day and be like, all right, time to suffer.
Right. And that detangling process.
Especially during like marching band, because like I had to have my hair done a certain way. It was a lot of manipulation and a lot of work, and I definitely don't miss it because it was a lot of time and energy, and more often than not, I was not pleased with it. I hadn't been happy with my hair in a long time, I guess, and it was just like, I'm gonna need to switch it up, do something new, because this is just not working anymore.
What are your hair goals?
I think for the moment, I want to see just how long I can get them. If I can get them to the point where they're like past my shoulders, where my hair had been basically, like if I were to straighten it, my hair was about this long. If I could get down to that length, that would be really cool. And I mean, this isn't like a goal, and more so just I want to do it. I really want to dye them soon, but I want to wait until they're a little bit more mature and I know that they like will not start doing weird things. But they're getting there. They're starting to get nice and solid, so almost there.
Do you use any hair supplements like hair, skin, and nail vitamins?
No, just vitamin E. I take a daily multivitamin just for like general health, but nothing that specific. I've started to think about taking one, but not for my hair, for my nails, because my nails are extremely prone to breakage, and I'm also a horrible nail biter. So I would like to try to get them a little stronger so I can maybe not bite them all the way off all the time.
Right. How long is your longest lock?
I have no idea because I don't even know.
Grab one and show us which one you think or what section you think has your longest.
If I had to guess, I think the ones at my crown are probably the longest.
Okay.
Like this one is probably pretty long.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yep, it is. Okay.
Yeah, the ones at my crown I think are the longest. The ones in the front are definitely the shortest, but that was where my shortest hair was. And the ones in the back have more shrinkage. I have more shrinkage in the back, so they tend to look a little shorter.
Okay, yeah, it is long in the crown. One major thing you like about your locks and one thing you don't like about your locks?
Excellent question. I think I'll start with the thing I don't like, and that's that they do get caught in each other and like on things, because like you can tell they're not like perfectly cylindrical and they've got lots of flyaways, so they'll get caught on my jewelry, they'll get caught in my clothes, they'll get stuck to each other. And if I'm like not paying attention to it, they can get like stuck and I have to like break the hair, which does not feel good. So that's kind of annoying, but small price to pay, I think. I think the thing I like most about them is I think the versatility in them. I had been missing variety in my hair regimen. There were just certain things that I had gotten used to doing, and there wasn't a whole lot of other natural styles that I was super into doing, and I did not have time to be like the YouTube gals and doing the fun fro hawks and all of that. I ain't got the time. So I like that, like I can have these and I can like put them up in a ponytail, or I can pull one to the side, or I can put a hat on or something like that, and like feel more like I can do something with my hair versus how I used to feel, which was just like I'm wearing the same style every single day because I don't know what else to do with it.
If you could start your lock journey again, what would you do differently?
I would pay more attention to just how I was braiding them. Not necessarily doing like a parting system, because I don't think that that's necessary, but there were definitely sections that I made that kind of like encroached on other sections, and as they grew out were kind of weird, and I've had to separate out hair. So I would have taken more care to do that a little bit better. And also on the other end of that, I have, let me see if I can find, like this one, I have a couple that are separated at the bottom because when I braided the hair, I twisted it, and so it was already kind of solid by the time I got to the bottom. So they didn't lock together very nicely, so some of them separated. And like, I don't mind them. I think they're kind of cute, so I just kind of left them. But if I were to do them again, I would probably fix that.
Do you have a lock hair crush or a lock inspiration? And if so, who is it? Or who are they?
So the girl so I fell down the rabbit hole of like, I was like, I want to do dreads, but I have no idea how to do anything about anything. And I just looked up a bunch of videos. And there was one girl whose videos I kept watching. And she had these very pretty, natural, like, her hair texture is a little bit looser than mine. So they had this really nice kind of wavy look. And she didn't have a parting system. And her roots were really nice, and I was just like, that right there is what I'm looking for. Her length was nice, everything was beautiful. Her and her sister both had actually, her sister had been locked for like years, and her sister had her hair all the way down to her butt, and I was just like, those love that.
So is there anything that you would like to leave with the viewers, like any like inspirational message or anything that you would like to
I think that this has all led me to, hair is just hair. Do whatever the heck you want with it. No one's stopping you from doing anything but yourself. If you want to lock it, lock it. You want to shave it off, shave it off. Dye it 10 million colors, who cares? It's hair, it'll grow back. If you don't like it, you can always change it. Nothing is permanent when it comes to our hair. So experiment as much as you want.
That is so real. Thank you so much for joining us, Celeste.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I'm glad to be on.
Bye.
Bye.